We're ready to prepare our cap for stitching. There are some different accessories that need to be used in this process. We have taken the cap gauge and mounted it to the edge of the table. This will help us in preparing the caps. There are two different cap frames. There's the conventional cap frame and the wide angle cap frame. First, we're going to demonstrate with the conventional cap frame. We'll go ahead and position it onto the cap gauge, locking it into position. Open up the gate of the frame. So we'll be putting the cap here. To prepare the cap, usually they come with cardboard, so let's remove that. Open up the latch or the clasp if there's one on the hat, and make sure that the sweatband is positioned out. Straighten and flatten your bill. Now, we're going to use stabilizer. Take our piece of stabilizer and round it up just a little bit and place it onto the cap frame. Now it's time to go ahead and position the cap onto the frame. We'll get it started onto the frame. The bill for this particular frame needs to go into the groove on the gate of the cap frame and slides right inside here. Our sweatband needs to be out over the top of the stabilizer. Latching the gate, smoothing out the cap, and locking it into position. Now the cap is hooped. We'll remove it from the gauge and we're ready to put it onto the machine. Now I'm going to show you how to hoop your cap on the wide angle cap frame. Here's the cap frame. We're going to attach it to the cap gauge, snap it into position. We'll unlock the gate. For this cap, we're going to go ahead and remove the cardboard also. Open up the latch at the back of the cap, pull out the sweatband and flatten the bill of your cap. Now the cap's ready. Stabilizer, again, we're going to give it a little bit of a rounded shape so then it'll sit on top of our gauge and frame easier. Slide it in and on top of the gauge. You're going to take the cap with the sweatband out. You're going to place it onto the gauge and the frame. Now there's a center alignment here on our frame that we want to align the center of our cap with approximately. We'll take the gate of the frame, and these teeth need to be into the seam at the brim and the cap. I'm just going to secure the gate into position but not lock it. To make some adjustments and smooth out the cap, on the gauge we can actually rotate and position the cap into a more convenient positioning spot. We're going to smooth to the side down to the posts that are on the frame. There are 4 clips that come with the frame. We're going to position those onto the posts to hold our cap into position and keep it nice and smooth, rotating back to the other side and repeating that smoothing process. You want it to lay nice and flat. Secure those into position. We'll rotate back to the center position. Check the smoothness, check the position of the teeth into the brim seam, and now we're ready to lock this into position. Again, pull back on the frame to release it from the gauge.
BERNINA, made to create.